Giants fans, we are less than 2.5 weeks away from the 2022 NFL Draft. I'm excited, and I hope you are, because the Giants, they're going to reconstruct this roster. So if you're ready, if you're excited, go down and like this video right now. Let's get to 500 likes on this video. Set a record for the month. If you're ready for the NFL Draft, go down and like this video right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And in today's show, I did my own 7-round Giants mock draft. I sat in the seat of Joe Schoen, and we've got a trade that I think you guys are going to like. We'll get to that in a second. But these are the first 4 picks of the 2022 NFL Draft. Shout out to our Pro Draft Simulator. They had Hutchinson going number 1. No surprise there. But kind of a surprise with Malik Willis going number 2 to the Detroit Lions. Then Trayvon Walker, the Combine winner, going number 3 to the Houston Texans. And then number 4 to the New York Jets. That's Kayvon Thibodeaux. That one hurt a little bit because I would have loved to get Thibodeaux at pick number 7. So I was thinking, can we take Evan Neal here, Ikem Ekwonu, or do we wait and we take maybe Sauce Gardner and Kyle Hamilton? That way we guarantee that Ekwonu or Neal is there at pick number 7. But then I got a trade. I got a call. My phone started buzzing, and it was the Baltimore Ravens. We actually had 3 trade proposals. We'll run through that. The Ravens, they wanted pick number 5, and they were willing to give us pick 14, 45, and 144 in next year's second round pick. And the Texans called, and they said, we'll give you 13, 37, and next year's third round pick for pick number 5. And then Bill Belichick, he gave me a call, and he offered pick 21, pick 54, pick 85 in next year's 2023 second round pick. I liked all the offers. The thing was, none of those netted a future first round pick for the New York Giants. And I really think that's the only way you trade down from pick number 5. But I want you to take the phone out of my hand and you answer the call. Would you have made one of those trades? Would you made the Baltimore Ravens trade? Type BAL in the comments section. Or if you would have made the trade with Bill Belichick, type NE for New England in the comments section. Or you can go down and type HOU for the Houston Texans if you like that trade package. Or if you're like me, I decline those trades. I'm typing P in the comment section for pass. Just get your votes in. And look, if the Giants make a trade in the NFL Draft, while we're live, we're going to continue to go live and break down the NFL Draft. So subscribe. Hit that big red button and help us get to 8,000 subscribers by the time the NFL Draft is here. We're going to be live. Yeah, live. Set your notifications. Pick 5 and pick 7. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a party on this channel. So stay locked in and join us by hitting that big red button. With pick number 5, I took Ikem Ekwonu, the offensive tackle out of North Carolina State. He's my offensive tackle number 1, slightly over Evan Neal. I like the nasty streak, kind of the bully ball that Ikem Ekwonu plays. He's the type of guy, if he gets his hands inside your pads, he's going to finish you in the dirt. Not saying Evan Neal isn't that type of guy. I think Evan Neal is a more polished and better pass blocker, but I like my right tackle to be a little bit nasty, and that's what Ikem Ekwonu is. I would be happy with Neal or Ekwonu. I think he's the best run blocker in this draft. And a bookend tackle duo of Andrew Thomas and Ikem Ekwonu, Giants fans, you should be happy, and you have one of the best duos in the NFL at the tackle spot for the next 10 to 12 years. We've touched on Ikem Ekwonu. We've touched on Evan Neal. I leaned Ikem Ekwonu slightly over Evan Neal, but this is your chance to weigh in and tell me I'm an idiot. Who do you like more? Type EN for Evan Neal, or if you think Ikem Ekwonu is going to be a better pro, you can go down in the comments and type IE. Speaking of Evan Neal, he went 6th overall to the Carolina Panthers. So Hutchinson, Willis, Walker, Thibodeaux, Ekwonu, and Neal are all off the board. So guys, I'm looking at, you got Sauce Gardner, you got Kyle Hamilton. Is it too early for Jermaine Johnson? I think it might be, but once again, my phone rang from the New England Patriots, and it was Bill Belichick on the phone. He essentially offered me the same package, 21, 54, and 85, but this time he gave me a 2023 first-round pick, the pick that we're all coveting, but we had to give up pick 7 and pick 112. I couldn't help but to accept this offer. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have just taken Kyle Hamilton or Sauce Gardner, but get in the comment section and let me know. Would you make this trade? I mean, look, you get 21, 54, 85, and next year's first. I think this is a win for the New York Giants. You can go down to the comment section and type A for accept if you want to make this trade. Or if you don't and you want to stick at 7 and take one of the best defensive players in this draft, you can go down to the comment section and type D for decline. This will be the pinned comment on this video. So when you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down, get your votes in, and then scroll back up. When the pick is done, when the ad break is done, the video will be rolling. So now the Giants, they're sitting at pick number 21 after I made that trade. And these are the top 5 guys on my board that were still there. George Karlaftis, the edge rusher out of Purdue. Devin Lloyd, the sideline-to-sideline linebacker out of Utah. Zion Johnson, one of the best interior offensive linemen in this draft. Then you got Drake London, the outside playmaking receiver out of USC. Or maybe you want to take Treylon Burks. There's a lot of good talent on this board. I decided ultimately between Devin Lloyd and George Karlaftis. And I thought to myself, who is more of a game breaker? And I had to go with Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is my number 1 inside linebacker in this draft, slightly over Nakobe Dean. He's a bigger guy, and I think he's a little more versatile. He is a true 3-down linebacker. He's sideline to sideline. He can improve in pass coverage a little bit, but he made plenty of plays in that area at Utah last year. And he reminds me of Darius Leonard, a linebacker that can drop into coverage, that's great against stopping the run, and he can get after the passer. He's great at rushing the quarterback. Last year, he had 8 sacks. He's not someone that you're going to always put at the outside edge position, but in a Wink Martindale, I'm already dreaming of all the scenarios and different ways that Wink can use him in the exotic blitz and schemes that he likes to use. 111 tackles last year, 22 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 4 interceptions. Devin Lloyd is a bad man, and I would be extremely happy if I got to see him in New York Giants blue next year. But I can already hear you in the comment section right now. What about Nakobe Dean? I like Nakobe Dean a lot. A little bit faster, a little twitchier, just a little bit undersized compared to Devin Lloyd. He still has adequate size for a linebacker in the NFL. But pick one. Type DL for Devin Lloyd, or if you think Nakobe Dean is the better pick for the Giants at number 21, go down and type ND. Now the second round is here, and the Giants are on the clock with pick number 36. Tyler Linderbaum is still there. That was a surprise. Arnold Ebiketie, the edge rusher out of Penn State. I like him a lot. Then you got the vertical threat on the outside, Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. Then a running back. Kenneth Walker was still on the board, and David Ajabo. I like him a lot. If he didn't tear his Achilles, I probably would have took him at pick 7. But I couldn't help but pass on our guy, Tiny Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, if he's there at 36, that means he's there at 33. And I would be in the camp of trading up to pick 33 to guarantee that we could get Linderbaum wearing New York Giants blue next year. He's the best center in this draft. He's one of the best centers to ever enter the NFL draft. I think Pro Football Focus said he's their number 1 rated center since 2014, since they started grading prospects. The thing is, centers aren't valued highly, and he's a little bit undersized. His pro day just passed, 6'2", 302 pounds. It's kind of wild to say that out loud, that someone 6'2" and 302 pounds is a little bit undersized, but he reminds me of Jason Kelce, the center of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's extremely athletic. He has a strong first step. He's strong with his hands, and he's also a center that if you go and watch his tape, he pulls a little bit. That's not really a thing that centers do in the National Football League. I think he'd be great in a zone scheme, and I think that's what Brian Daboll is going to bring to the New York Football Giants. If you can have Tyler Linderbaum on this offensive line with Andrew Thomas, with Ikem Ekwonu, the Giants are going to be set for a very long time. I mean, in his college football career, he gave up just 2 sacks. Linderbaum would be a home run pick for the Giants. I'm praying he's there at 36, but if he's there at 33, I'm going to be hitting up Joe Schoen and say, hey, you got to go up and trade for this guy. He's a can't-miss prospect. Then pick 54 rolled around, and Kenneth Walker, he was still on the board. And then Desmond Ridder was on the board. Drake Jackson, the outside linebacker, edge rusher out of USC. Sky Moore, the playmaking wide receiver out of Western Michigan. And then George Pickens, a true wide receiver 1, but he hasn't been healthy enough at the college level to earn that respect and be picked at this spot. I went with the best playmaker on the board, and that's Sky Moore. He's been a pre-draft riser. Honestly, I don't even know if he's going to be there at 54, but I'm not going to fight the simulation. If he's there, I'm going to take him. He reminds me of Golden Tate, and the aspect that he can win from the slot and he can win on the outside. And when he gets the ball in his hands, he turns into a running back. His yards after the catch ability is really, really strong. Not only is he shifty and can make people miss, he's rocked up. He's about 6 foot almost 200 pounds, and he runs through arm tackles. He is a real-life running back when he gets the ball in space. I mean, the dude had almost 100 grabs last year for 1,300 yards, caught 10 touchdowns, almost 14 yards per catch. He's fast enough to run by you on the outside while also creating space in one-on-one situations. The other receiver I thought about taking was George Pickens. The only thing I'm concerned about is the injury history. I'm tired of picking hurt receivers because what do hurt players do? They get hurt. They get hurt in college and they get hurt in the NFL. So pick one for me. Would you rather Sky Moore be a Giant or George Pickens? Get in the comments and let me know. At pick 67, Kenneth Walker was still there. And then MyJ Sanders was there. Kingsley Enagbari was also there. Sean Ryan, the offensive lineman, he played tackle at UCLA. I think he'll kick into guard in the NFL. And then Nick Cross, the safety out of Maryland. I thought to myself, what do the Giants need? They need a corner. They need a safety. They need an edge rusher. But they also need a left guard. And that's why I went with Sean Ryan. If you can get Ikem Ekwonu, Tyler Linderbaum, and Sean Ryan in your first 4 picks in the NFL, Joe Schoen, he could have a statue standing outside of MetLife in the years to come. He played left tackle at UCLA, but I think he seamlessly would transition into a guard spot. He's extremely athletic and has great feet at 6'5", 321 pounds. The only knock I really saw when I was watching his tape, he could be a little too aggressive and get out over his feet, but that's something that you can coach. You can teach guys to have better feet, have better hand placement. Sean Ryan would move into the guard spot, and it would make a Giants offensive line one of the best groups with the most potential they have had in a very, very long time. I mean, when you go and look at this offensive line, we have a mock offensive line for you guys to look at. You got Andrew Thomas at left guard. You got Sean Ryan at left guard. You got Tyler Linderbaum at center. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. Mark Glowinski at right guard, and Ikem Ekwonu at right tackle. I want you to go in the comments section. And what is your confidence level in this O-line group if this was the day 1 starters for the New York Giants? Scale it from 1 to 100. 1 being I'm not confident at all, or 0 being this would be or 100 being this would be one of the best groups in the NFL. I lean from about 80 to 90. I think this would be a really, really strong group for the New York Giants. Another strong app and another strong video platform is Rumble. So give us a follow because we're now posting our content over there. We're growing like crazy, and we're growing to platforms that you all use to watch content. And Giants content, it's on Rumble. So give us a follow at rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. We're trying to lengthen the gap between the Cowboys Report here at Chat Sports and Giants Now. So help us, follow us. It'll be in the comments and the description of this video. So click it and give us a follow. Now pick 81. Kenneth Walker was still there. It took everything in me to not pick him, but I told myself I would not pick a running back before round 5. Kobe Bryant, he was also on the board, the corner out of Cincinnati. Then Leo Chenal was out of Wisconsin, and Romeo Doubs, the wide receiver out of Nevada, and then Jeremy Ruckert, the tight end out of the Ohio State. But I went with Kobe Bryant. The long, lengthy corner out of Cincinnati, the partner in crime to Sauce Gardner. The thing I like the most about Bryant is he tracks the ball like a wide receiver when it's in the air. His ball skills are real deal Holyfield. This is someone that can go up and pluck the ball out of thin air like he's a wide receiver. And I like him because he's good in press coverage as well. We know Wink Martindale is going to use that type of defense a lot. 6'1", about 200 pounds, ran a 4.5, 4.40. So he lacks elite football speed, but he makes up with it with his long arms and his ability to redirect receivers when he gets his hands on you. He only allowed a completion percentage of 44% when he was targeted at college last year. He had 3 interceptions while allowing 3 touchdowns. He had 44 tackles, and he's a good sound tackler that's physical at the point of attack, and he had 11 pass breakups. I would be thrilled if the Giants could get Kobe Bryant at pick number 81. I mean, 81, Kobe Bryant, you got to do it. If you know, you know. But pick 85, these are the top 5 players on the board. Kingsley Enagbari, the edge rusher out of South Carolina. Then Sam Williams, the edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Channing Tindall, the linebacker out of Georgia. Then Nicholas Petit-Frere out of Ohio State. And Matthew Butler, the defensive lineman out of Tennessee. I went with Sam Williams. I think he had the most upside and the highest potential of those 5 names on the board. And an elite athlete, 6'4", 261 pounds, a freak. 4'6", 40-yard dash for someone at 260 pounds just doesn't really make mathematical sense. He has an explosive first step. The only thing is he can get lost in the run game a little bit. He's got to be better with his hands at getting off blocks, but this is someone that has an array of pass rush moves and can get home to the quarterback. he does have some off-the-field concerns. He got into a little trouble at Ole Miss, but hopefully he turned a corner. Some people at Ole Miss said he did that because what he did at Ole Miss, he should be a first-round pick. 12 and a half sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 57 tackles, 4 forced fumbles. This is almost everything you want in an edge rusher. 4.4 speed, 260 pounds. He's got great bend. He's got a great first step. This is someone that I think would really flourish in a Wink Martindale system. But I thought, would it be Kingsley Enagbari, the guy that has a clean pass, but not as high of an upside, or Sam Williams? Do I take a chance on someone that's gotten into trouble a little bit, but hopefully learned about being a better person and how to be a professional athlete? So I chose Sam Williams because I just love the upside. But get in the comment section and let me know, would you draft Sam Williams, type SW, or Kingsley Enagbari, type KE? With pick 147, I had the Giants selecting Charlie Collier, the tight end out of Iowa State. I thought what he did at the college level really proved that he could be a legit tight end in the NFL. Doesn't have elite foot speed. He's someone that is a big body, 6'6", 260 pounds. He can excel. In his 3 years at Iowa State, he didn't play that much his freshman year, but the past 3 years, 157 grabs, over 2,000 yards, 13 yards per catch, 20 touchdowns. I think he can slide in and be a solid tight end for the New York Giants. He could battle with Ricky Seals-Jones to be the tight end one. The Giants needed a tight end, and Collier was the best one on the board at pick 147. I kind of regret not going safety earlier in this draft, but I think the Giants got a sleeper here in Marquise Bell out of Florida A&M at pick 173. He's an aggressive safety. He's 6'3". Let me get the exact measurables here. He's 6'3", 205 pounds, and ran a 4.41 safety. He's got the size, he's got the speed, and he wears his hard hat to work because this is someone that at all times is looking to lay the wood and flick the right stick. He's a big user of the hit stick, and that kind of gets him in trouble a little bit because he's not the most fundamentally sound tackling player, but he knows how to deliver a blow, and he needs to improve in his coverage. He needs to get better in man coverage and in zone coverage, but this is a creative player that's got the size and the speed to excel at the next level. I can only imagine Wink Martindale scheming up safety blitzes for Bell to get home and lay the wood on Dak Prescott or any other quarterback in the NFL. With the last pick of the Giants, for the Giants in the 2022 NFL Draft, I went with the running back. And honestly, I can't believe he's getting snubbed like this. Hassan Haskins, pick number 182 in the 6th round. This is someone that I think runs like a legit running back in the NFL. The guy had almost over 20 touchdowns last year for Michigan. He's got the size. He's got the strength. He knows how to get downhill. He knows how to lower his pads. He's got the athletic ability to hurdle over defenders. The thing that's holding him back, he's not adept or, further along in his progression as a player to be an effective tool out of the backfield. He doesn't catch the ball that well, but this could be someone that could be a plug-and-play back when Saquon Barkley's tired or hurt and go get those tough yards. The Giants, they've missed that power running back for a very long time. This is what my mock draft looks like, but also you got to remember, the Giants are getting the 2023 New England Patriots first-round pick. So you get Ikem, Devin, Lloyd, Linderbaum, Sky Moore, Sean Ryan, Kobe Bryant, Sam Williams, Charlie Collier, Marquise Bell, Hassan Haskins, and a 2023 first-round pick from the New England Patriots. If you're not typing A+ in the comments section, you're just a hater because my mom already told me she's putting an A+ for this mock draft, but grade it for me. Be honest, be harsh. I want to hear from you all and be honest. Grade this mock draft for me A, B, C, D, or F. I really appreciate everyone that's watched today's show. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I really appreciate it.